Warning: the following video will contain language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, we'll be discussing controversial subject matter involving Rowan County, Kentucky Court Clerk Kim Davis. And of course also her refusal to issue gay marriage, licenses for marriages, as well as dealing with the topic of gay marriage and things like that. So, if any of this offends you, stop watching now. For everyone else that's here, hey guys, Dave here. And a lot of people have been chiming in on the whole thing. The county court clerk, Kim Davis, has been refusing to issue marriage licenses to gay couples, citing that, according to her belief as a Christian, that it's very much, a sin, and she's holding herself into God's authority rather than the authority of man. She's not leaving her position at work. She's actually tried to, she's been sanctioned several times. She's actually going to be going in answer to contempt of court charges this week. And she's even tried to contact the Supreme Court of the United States to see if they could intervene on her behalf. They have denied. They're not doing anything with it. So, this leaves Kim Davis in a position of doing what she believes is right and not issuing marriage licenses right now to anyone just because she doesn't think it's right. Now, I don't get it twisted now. There's a lot of things going on right now about this, and I'm of two minds of the whole thing. First off, I do want to say that in regards to standing for what you believe in, I actually respect Kim on that regard. Now let me explain. A few years ago, I was applying for a job with a pest control company. Things were going good, but then I saw that one of the last steps of doing so was to get people from at least three other companies to come to my home, inspect it, find out what they do, and take notes basically on what they would do to, how they would inspect, and learn from them. If they have any good points, pick that up. Anything bad, make sure not to make the same mistakes. Now, this actually kind of bothered me because, I'm the kind of person that wants to do unto others as they'd have done to me. And I don't really think it's right to screw with people's money and to make them get all up and climb under my house and get all dirty and crap. And in knowing that I'm not planning on hiring them for their services. In fact, the whole thing is pretty much telling them, haha, you've been punked, and get the hell out of here. I'm going to use your data for, your competitors. I actually confronted my possible boss about this and said I don't feel right about it. He told me that other companies do the same thing, and that's how they learn. But I was screwed over before with another job, having to do this and essentially just flat out lie to a competitor just because, and I felt ashamed. I didn't want to do that, and I stood my ground. I said I wouldn't want to be screwed over. I don't want to screw other people over. Eventually I was about to be let go from it, but it turned out he actually was thinking about it and had another position open. So instead of being an outdoor salesperson, he actually created an opening and reactivated the indoor salesperson thing. So I was able to actually get a job doing that. So I was not in the field, but I was doing a part, and I did that for a year. So that was something good. I respect standing your ground when you feel that something is wrong. But let's take a look at everything. People have been waiting a long time for gay marriage to be legalized so everyone can be equal and to be with the person they love under the law. Now me, I am not gay, I'm not bi, not even curious. If you're into that, that's cool. But I'm not against it either. And my personal thing is that I am very much looking for one day to find the woman that I can truly fall in love with, have a family, and to live out my own dream and be married. I would be an absolute hypocrite to deny that to anybody else that has already found their significant other or the partner that they feel for life, despite the fact that they happen to be the same sex, or that one may have actually changed genders from what they were born. I'm not going to deny somebody the same happiness that I'm seeking just because of their body's plumbing. I can't do that. That's not what I'm going to do. And so, yeah, I'm all for, gay marriage. And personally, I'd like to see it actually happen. But Kim is one of several people that are actually trying to oppose it and hold it up, just pretty much because she thinks that it's God's authority that is more important than the law of man, even though the fact that she's in a secular position. Now, I'm not trying to say that she's being persecuted for her faith. No one's stopping her from worshiping. No one's stopping her from saying that she cannot be a Christian. But if she's in a secular position that's separated from church and state, she should not be holding that up and remain in her position, in my opinion. Now, a lot of people have been digging into her past, finding out that if this woman is all worried about the sanctity of marriage, she's actually been married and divorced 3 times. Then, of course, there's other parts from the Bible that people are interested in pointing out, that odds are she's probably wearing mixed fabric clothing, so that's supposed to be a sin. A lot of things have happened in the Bible that people hold to absolute fact in Scripture, that these are infallible. No matter what the times change, these are things you should live by. But in my personal opinion, a lot of things in religion that exclude or shun people for it is one of the last remaining bastions of prejudice in the world. It's all about being in the exclusive club. And, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but if this is all about going into heaven and someone else is doing something that your book would say that they're not going to get in, but you believe you are, how the hell is that even going to affect what you're doing right now? What bearing does it have on what real estate their essence takes when their heart stops? It just seems like you're trying to enforce your own will and belief over someone else. That doesn't seem right. I mean, people have been persecuted for a lot of things, back in the day, and a lot of people have been pointing out various Bible passages, like, no woman should have any authority or teach men anything, or they should be silenced. If you have divorced your husband or committed adultery, you should be stoned to death. There's a lot of people that are out there pointing out that in aspects, Kim Davis is not only a hypocrite, but a piss-poor Christian. Now, I'm not trying to do that. Other people can go ahead and say that and point that out. The biggest issue is that she's going to be hauled up in front of a court saying that she's spiting it all because of her faith. She believes wholeheartedly that the law of God is greater than the law of man, and that the law of God says that homosexuality and gay marriage is a sin. Well, see, because of that, and that's the biggest thing that's hanging her up, she's not apparently able to get removed or fired for whatever reason from her job, although she technically should. I realize that, well, if the biggest problem is that she sees that this is a sin, everyone else is getting angry. Some people have been issuing death threats, and I'm not cool with that. I do not condone that. Do not do that. That you're not helping anybody. But if the problem is that it's considered a sin, then the answer is relatively simple, and I think I may be the first person to actually say this or do anything about it. You see, a few years ago, in trying to find my own path and spiritual quest, I became an ordained minister with the Universal Life Church. See, that's my credential card right there. Also, in trying to find my own symbol, I found one that really did kind of speak to me. Literally. This is what I prefer as my holy symbol if I had to represent it. Now, some of you might recognize it actually is a symbol from the band Disturbed. You see, it has the Celtic cross, which represents Christianity. The Star of David represents Judaism, which I believe is the main faith of the singer David Draymond. Great pipes, by the way, David. It's got the crescent, which is a symbol for Islam, as well as a pentacle, which is a symbol for various pagan and shamanistic beliefs. Not necessarily evil, no. That's the thing. Good or bad religion, a lot of these tools are something that they're not evil in and of themselves. They're something that is only evil in how they're used. And the big thing about this symbol is they represent the members of the band's different backgrounds and personal beliefs and stuff, but this point of this is it shows that people of different backgrounds or faiths or beliefs can come together. They can respect their differences, but if anything gets too bad, they can actually put those aside and come together with the things they all agree on and love. And in this case, awesome kick-ass rock and roll and heavy metal music. I believe in this concept. I believe in Disturbed. I believe in everything this symbol stands for. And I got to tell you, you want a religious experience, go to a Disturbed concert sometime. When David Draymond gets on the stage and calls out to the fans saying, "My brothers and sisters, my blood, speak to me!" And you hear everyone in that crowd roar. That's an experience. But I digress. So, the reason I've got this and my card out is quite simple. By the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church, by the secret seal ring and symbol of King Solomon himself, known for his wisdom, by the symbology of several religions and beliefs coming together for a common cause, in this case, for unity, for justice, for compassion, and for understanding, here and now, I absolve not only Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis of any perceived sin of issuing any marriage licenses to any gay couple, bisexual couple, or transgender couple, but I also abolish, absolve, dissolve, and expel the concept that same-sex marriage is a sin. You see, folks, throughout the world, marriage has existed before Christianity or even Judaism was founded. Christianity does not have the copyright on what marriage is. By its own standards, perhaps, but that's something that people need to also look at to see how they themselves end up, following it. I mean, people used to be persecuted and believed that if you were left-handed, that you were an abomination. They also believed that if you were mute, there wasn't any kind of head trauma or damage to your vocal cords. No, you were possessed by a demon, and therefore you should be eliminated. It's the root of being isolated, excluding, and blocking out that which is different just because that is one of the last foundations of prejudice that needs to be conquered as a people, as humanity. That's something I believe in. I believe in humanity. I believe in us coming together and learning from our mistakes. As a matter of fact, if we are in fact created in the image of a divine creator, and we are fallible, is not a father or mother's intention for the child to one day reach or even surpass the parent? Maybe all these lessons are before us so we can learn from them, come together, make the mistakes, learn the lessons we need to from them, and move forward as a people. It's one more thing that's been delegated over 2,000 years ago from men writing and claiming to be in the name of God. And I think personally, in my opinion and my expertise, its time has come to examine it, realize that all of this is something within people's DNA. It's something that you are truly born with and cannot simply be altered or prayed away. It's something that existed beyond people understanding how to treat viral infections or illnesses or certain genetic structures. And it doesn't necessarily make you bad if you were made that way or born that way, or know that something was wrong with how you were and need to be fixed, or need to be transitioned to something that is more what you think should be. In that spirit, if the power vested in me, I claim that homosexual marriage, gay marriage, bisexual marriage, transgender marriage are no longer to be considered sins, and that Kim Davis should no longer feel that it is a sin to issue a marriage license to those that are of that. in the name of my brothers and sisters, my blood. Amen. There we go. See, Kim? It's no longer considered a sin, which means the only hang-up you should have now for issuing any marriage licenses to gay couples, bisexual couples, or transgender couples is your own personal prejudices and hang-ups. So, now that that's out of the way, on behalf of just everyday people and being a citizen of the United States, please start doing your damn job or make like an exorcist and get the hell out of there. So, what do you guys think? Please like, copy, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think and share this around. I mean, if it's no longer considered a sin, and if more people that also happen to be ordained ministers also claim it's not a sin, then doesn't that mean that, well, that carries over to Kim Davis's argument? What do you think? All right, guys, I'm taking off. Take care, guys. Signing off. Peace. Yum, yum.